Okay. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. But how's everyone doing? Uh, I'm gonna keep this a 1 hour stream, so I'll be done at about 3 o'clock here. It was snowing here a little bit ago. Apparently, it's snowing all over the West Coast, so it's snowing in parts of like Los Angeles and California and San Bernardino. So I don't know what's going on with the weather. Oh, of course, perfect timing. Hey, Melissa. Just so you know, I transferred it all to April, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so, what do you got? What do you guys got for me? Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, it's on my end. It's running a lot smoother, so okay. Just a little. Hello, P. How you doing? Hello, James. How you doing? Hello, Bodo. Alright, what do you guys got for me in terms of questions? Go ahead, start throwing them out, and I'll answer them as much as I can. Like right now, I just got done editing one of two videos that I plan to do later today. I just finished editing a 5 games I don't want to see get remade video, and then another video of 5 video games that I think deserve to be remade. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I've seen a lot of Resident Evil 4, and like the more I see of it, the less I want to play it. Uh, Who's my favorite female character in video games? That would be the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. I would say she's my favorite female character in a video game. You have an idea for future streams for people who couldn't come and ask in live chats. Maybe they can put in questions. I saw that idea. I'm just not sure how to. Like, okay, so your idea is you want. Okay, so they put questions in the comments, and then I answer them next. Okay, yeah, I could do that. I could do that moving forward. Who do I think would win in a fight between Nathan Drake and Indiana Jones? Probably Nathan Drake, because he has a higher body count than Indiana Jones, I'd say. Probably better training too. So I think I go with Drake. Um, let's see. How would I handle bosses that take you hours to beat because that's happening to me? Well, what are you playing? No, Father, I'm not gonna go see Creed 3. Not interested. I didn't see Creed 1, didn't see Creed 2. I don't even think I saw the last two Rocky films. I think the only one that I think I've only seen two Rocky films. I think I've only seen Rockies 3 and 4, and that's about it. But I'm not really the biggest Rocky fan. You're playing Elden Ring. Okay, well, hope you're having fun. Favorite fighting game character? Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Easy. And you're fighting the hardest boss. Well, I wish you the best of luck on that one. Have I watched Avatar? No, I've not watched Avatar. That's another film that I was not interested. Have I played a game I enjoyed or hated? Okay, so have I played a game that I enjoyed or hated the first time, but then my opinion changed over time? Not that I think of. Usually, first impressions are pretty spot on. So if I play something for the first time and I don't really like it, I typically probably won't like it. Like if I tried playing it like a year from when I first played it, that's never actually happened to me, as far as I know. God, Alright, you guys got anything else for me? What is my favorite in Star Wars if you have one? No, I can't think of a particular blaster. Um, yeah, no, I can't think of any just naturally. What is my opinion on Xyz monsters? Okay, oh, I skipped one. Who do I think is the best villain in the Uncharted games? I'd go with Lazarevich from the second game. I thought that the villain from the second one was like too much of a schemer. I thought the woman from Uncharted 3 was just kind of boring. The villain from the fourth game reminded me too much of the Miz, so I couldn't take him seriously. So it was really Lazarevich. I think Lazarevich was the one that how they were, and that's the only reason I couldn't give that game a 10 out of 10. I think that's like I would say like Uncharted 2 and 4 are neck and neck, but when it comes to the final bosses, I actually think that the second game had a real final boss, and the fourth game was just too much of a just like too much of a cutscene to me. What is my opinion on Exceed monsters? I'm fine with them. I use them. I'll be honest. I'm more fond of Exceed monsters than synchros or links. So for like most of my primary decks that I use, they all have Exceed monsters. So I've gotten pretty good at using them and knowing how to use them. So yeah, I'm a fan of Exceeds. Death Battle announced that they were going to do Cole versus Alex. Do you have any thoughts on that? No, I have no thoughts on that. I've already tackled that match myself. I have nothing else to add. I know where I stand, and I'll see what they do. But that's not a new matchup. That's a matchup that some people have done before me, and it's just a shame that I feel like what they'll probably do is they'll probably combine all of the elements of Cole instead of sticking to a particular version. Like I was very clear to stick with one version of the character and not combine all these different elements, which is probably what they'll end up doing. So if I actually had to guess, I'd say they'll probably go with like Cole winning because he has like access to the powers of the beast in one way or another. So that's what I think they'll do, and if you went that route, then yeah, it makes sense. But that's just not. I just think that makes the fight very unbalanced. But that's just my opinion. What Linkin Park album is New Divine from? I want to say it's from their fourth album. Damn, I feel stupid I'm still. I believe it's from their fourth album after Mints to Midnight. I believe that's where New Divine is from. I know I'm pretty sure. There's no way it came from the fifth album, which I believe is 1,000 Suns. So wait, no, let me take that back. It might have been 1,000. Wait. Was it 1,000 Suns or Hunting Party? It was. I know. I'm 100% sure it was the fourth album. I'm 100% sure of that. It could not have been the fifth, and it damn sure wasn't the sixth. They only have 6 like straight out official albums, not including Reanimation. So 100% it's the fourth album. Favorite Batmobile is the Tumbler. Easy. Outside of Red Dead Redemption, Silent Hill, and Last of Us, are there any other video games that I think are overrated? No, I think you've covered the bases pretty well in terms of games I think are overrated. I think you've got it. Hey, what's up, Drew? How are you doing? Which Phase 4 Marvel villain do I think I didn't Drew, I don't watch MCU films anymore. I don't know who they're using. I don't know what they're doing. The last Marvel film I saw was Infinity War, and I didn't even go on to see Endgame. Like any film after Infinity War, I have not seen. I don't know anything that happens in those films, and I refuse to watch any more Marvel films. Like after I was done with Infinity War, I knew I didn't have to go see Endgame because I already knew what the plot had to be. And when your movies are that predictable, you lose all interest. you can no longer tell a story that even fascinates me, and that's been the problem with Marvel for years. So I don't know what they're doing anymore, but it probably isn't very good and not worth my time of wasting. If you're not going to Creed 3, do you plan on going to see Super Mario Brothers movie? No, I'm gonna avoid that one too. I don't really. The funny thing is, I don't even go to movies much anymore. I think right now there's only like 3 films I plan to see this year. Like last year, I think I only saw 3 films. I saw Sonic, I saw Elvis, and I saw the Batman. Those are the only 3 films I saw last year. And I only have 3 films I plan to see this year also. That was probably the best opinion I've heard on Alex and Colt. Thanks. No, I tried my best. Fanatic. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Teleportation. Easy. Like much like Nightcrawler, in which I need to kind of see where I'm going in order to teleport. So, like, I don't know, like, if I saw, like, someone in a live stream, I could teleport to that position because I could actually see it live right there. Like, that's what I would do. New Divine is my favorite Linkin Park song. Oh, that's awesome. Mine is, Somewhere I Belong. Gonna have to dig deeper. So, what do I think is an underrated game? What is underrated? Oh, probably the most underrated game that I've ever played, that I would say, is either Hang on, I actually got it right here. Here it is. I believe this game is extremely underrated. Singularity. Not a lot of people talk about it. There are some key gameplay mechanics that were revolutionary that no one talks about. But another game I think is underrated is Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. That is by far one of the most underrated games that has probably one of the best stories that I've played in a long time. And it's far better than people give it credit for. It's so key to the development of Big Boss as a character, and not a lot of people talk about it. James, even though you said you never watched the MC movies, would you watch past MC movies that you consider to be good? I'll be honest, I haven't watched an MCU movie, even the older ones, in a long time. There's only like 3 MCU films I think are actually great films, and I still haven't gone back and seen them in a very, very long time. Like, I think the 3 that stand out to me the most is, Captain America Winter Soldier is probably my favorite MCU film, and I haven't seen that in years. I had a lot of fun with Thor Ragnarok, and despite my reservations about Iron Man the character, I actually quite liked the first Iron Man movie before Disney took over. Those are like the only 3 MCU films I actually really, really like those films, and I've seen the most amount of times, and I still haven't seen them in years. At least 3 or 4 years since I've seen any of those films. It feels like. Your favorite Linkin Park song is Dark of the Moon. Thoughts on Spider-Man 3? I thought it was fine. It was definitely the weakest of the Sam Raimi films, but I thought it was alright. But that was pretty classic for a number of films back then. I mean, if you look at like the X-Men films and the Blade films, they all went to the similar pattern where the first one was good, the second one was better, and then the third one just scenes problems behind that film. So that might be the exception. Teleportation is my choice as well. It says it saves so much time. Exactly. That's why. I mean, heck, if I could teleport anywhere I wanted, like, have you guys seen the movie Jumper? Like, that's the kind of teleportation I want. The movie with Hayden Christensen, where he literally could teleport to anywhere in the world, and he would set these port scars that he would make, and it would allow him to teleport to any place in the world. Like, that's the kind of teleportation I would love to have, because then I could hang out with any of you guys. I could just meet you once, set up a teleport scar, and then if you guys ever want to hang out, I could just instantly go there. I mean, geez, that's fun. That's my favorite use of teleportation. Numb remix from Jay-Z is probably my favorite Linkin Park song. I think it's okay. I think it's a solid collaboration. Have I seen 8 Mile with Eminem? I think I've seen parts of that film, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched it from beginning to end. Broken Limit. What villain from Power Rangers is so overrated and underrated? For me, it's Derek from Samurai. He's underrated. Okay, who do I think is overrated? I think... Who do I think is overrated? Damn, that's tough. I'm not sure. That's a tough one. I might have to revisit. I'd need a good day to think about that because it's been a while since I've watched any sort of Power Ranger episode, so I'd have to revisit some of them myself. Is there any game you walked into with low expectations but liked it when you played it? The one that comes to mind is the second Assassin's Creed game. I hated the first game. I tried playing that for like an hour and I hated it. And then I think for whatever reason I decided to give Assassin's Creed 2 a try. And I didn't know what to expect, so I was just like, oh my god, maybe this game will suck. I'll quit like in the first hour like the first game. And I ended up getting completely addicted to that game. And from that point on, that's the game that made me an Assassin's Creed fan. So it was amazing how I still have not gone back and tried to replay the first game. I did have to go and watch playthroughs to do my research for Altair for my matchup video with Bayak. So I did have to go back and revisit it, not play it, but watch someone else play it. But yeah, I didn't have very high expectations for Assassin's Creed 2, and I ended up absolutely loving it. And then that would go on to Brotherhood, and that would go on to Revelations, and then you have Assassin's Creed 3, and then you have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which is still my favorite. And then ever since then, I haven't really enjoyed some of the later games. Like I couldn't finish Valhalla. I couldn't finish that one. I certainly will give Mirage a try, but like Origins, I loved. Odyssey, I really loved, and I think Mirage looks like it's going back to basics. So that might be a game I'll probably end up enjoying. Who? And I know Jumper isn't great, but I enjoyed the film. Yeah, I did. I don't think it's great, but I had fun with it. What's my favorite Tom Hardy performance? Probably his performance as the Cray Twins in Legends. I thought he was phenomenal in that. I definitely would. I thought he was like he made that movie. I mean, Legends was an incredible film. The original, my favorite music genre is probably R&B. It's probably probably. It depends on the mood. It really depends on the mood. Like if I'm in like a pissed off mood, I'll listen to some rock. So I'll listen to some Linkin Park or some Disturbed or some Skillet or some 3 Days Grace, older 3 Days Grace, not with the new. Well, technically the new lead singer's been there for a while, but I prefer the original lead singer, 3 Days Grace, personally. I would listen to bands like that. If I was in like if I'm in kind of like a down mood, I would listen to some R&B. Or if I was in like a kind of a happy state, I listen to some pop. So it very much just depends on the mood that I'm in. But it typically jumps between rock, R&B, and pop. Those are the three. Not really into rap. Not into country at all. My dad was a massive country fanatic, which is weird. I listen to some classical some orchestra songs from time to time just to kind of relax or when I need to focus on projects. But yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing and the mood that I'm in. Never. Which do you prefer, the original trilogy or the prequel era? Yeah, definitely more prequel. That's what I grew up with. The prequels made me a Star Wars fan. It made me appreciate the originals a little bit more as I got older. But like when I think back to which trilogies have I seen the most, it's definitely the prequels. Never heard of a Linkin Park song in my life. Do you have any recommendations? What? That's impossible. Okay. Well, Broken. Listen to In the End. That is like their most iconic song. I don't know how you could never have heard that song because that song's so popular. James, you want to know, do I think the comedy was decent in Power Ranger seasons? I think I think it was better in older seasons. I haven't seen newer seasons of Power Rangers, so I can't really comment on their comedy. However, I will say in one of my favorite episodes, it had comedy, or like it was self-aware of itself. Was definitely an RPM when they were kind of like self-acknowledging the silliness of what they do, and like that was like one of the best episodes I'd ever seen because no one had ever stopped and like stepped back from being a ranger and realized how come these kind of things happen? Like, why do the Zords look like this? Why do we have to? Oh wait, what's going on? What the heck? What the heck? What just happened? What the heck just happened? Why did the stream just cut out like that? Okay, I'm not sure you guys can see me, but the stream just cut out for some reason. It just cut out on me. What the heck just happened? Okay, sorry. I don't know what just happened. What just... Okay, I think I'm back, but I'm not sure what happened. Like, the stream just kicked me out for some reason. Okay, so if you guys, yeah, you might, if you sent in a question I didn't get to it, you might have to type it up again. I have no idea what just happened. That's weird. That's never happened before. Okay, yeah, if you guys sent in a question, I didn't get to it, you have to type it up again. I have no idea what happened. The stream was running pretty smoothly. And we still have another 27 minutes. So if you guys got, remember, if you sent in a question I didn't get to it, just type it in again. Ah, damn it. Man, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, now it's running a little bit smoother. Alright, you guys got anything? I'm not sure if you guys have sent anything because it's the chat box is blank, so okay, questions came back. Okay. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. Next question, the view of Drew. I would love to see a biopic life on Chester Bennington. Ooh. Uh, not sure that would work. I don't think the band would allow that. And I don't think Chester Bennington is a big enough character that you could build a whole film around him unless it was like a mini series. And I'm not sure how the family would feel about that. Can't go wrong with Breaking the Habit or In the End. Yep, two of my all-time favorites. You haven't seen Legend, but here he's good. Oh, he's really good. He's really good. What is the most overrated anime film show of all time? Overrated? I don't know. I mean, I guess some people might say Dragon Ball is overrated because, like, when people say anime, it's like, oh, you're not really an anime fan if you just watch Dragon Ball Z. It's like, I didn't just watch Dragon Ball Z. That's just the one that I grew up watching the most. That doesn't make it overrated. Video game music is probably my favorite genre of music. I love the instrumentals. Oh, I love that too. Dude, I'll tell you this much. You guys might not believe me, but there's one Final Fantasy song that I'm absolutely in love with. That's in my top 10 favorite songs. Not just video game songs, but songs in general. And I love this song so much that I have it in, I want to say 4 different, maybe 5 different languages. I have it in English, Italian, Japanese, French, and Spanish. And I listen to each of these moments. I listen to each of these versions every single time it rains. And we've been getting a lot of rain here. So anytime I'm driving, so whenever I drive to work or from work when it rains, I always make sure I play this song in these different languages. And even though I don't understand the languages, I understand the words of the song. And I only have this connection to this one song. I don't have this connection with any other song I've ever heard in my life. But it's just this one special song, and it's from a video game. And I absolutely love it. You think Robert Pattinson should make the Batman 2? I'm pretty sure they've confirmed they're doing a Batman 2, so that's a foregone conclusion. Do you know the song Let Her Go? I know a song called Let Me Go. I can't think of the band's name at the moment. My number one favorite song of all time, favorite snack or food. I actually just had some Panda orange chicken, so I would say, but, favorite snack food. Oh, probably Doritos, I'd say. Do you think there should be a Metal Gear Solid 6? Hell no. Hell no, Sean. No, absolutely not. I'm really sorry to hear. I'm really sorry you've never heard of Linkin Park. Yeah, that is sad. Do you think the song Let Her Go by Passengers, my favorite song till the day I die? Okay, I've never heard of that. Would I like to see a ninja in Assassin's Creed? I'm surprised they haven't done that already. I mean, ninjas are the quintessential war assassins. I mean, why wouldn't you do one? I mean, set it in feudal Japan or China and play as a ninja. That would fit perfectly into the Assassin's Creed order. Perfectly. Outside of the MCU, what is your favorite film that had Robert Downey Jr. in it? Probably the Sherlock films. Preferably the first one. I think they're both good. I'm surprised they did. I thought they would do a third one, but I guess they didn't. Favorite TV show? Well, I'm currently watching South Park, so does that count? What is my favorite Michael Bay movie outside of Transformers? Ooh, that's tough. I want to say my favorite Michael Bay film outside. It's not even a Transformers film. It's either Bad Boys 1 or The Rock. I'm leaning more towards The Rock. However, 13 Hours in Benghazi was also really, really good. But yeah, dude, yeah, my favorite Michael Bay film isn't a Transformers film. Far from it. Have I seen the trailer for Assassin's Creed Mirage? Yes, Sean, I have seen it, and yes, I will play it. No question there. That looks like the type of Assassin's Creed I will definitely love to play. And we got a good 20 minutes left before I have to head out. So you guys got anything else? Well, do I have a favorite show that has story continuations like Lost or Breaking Bad? Oh, well, I was a big fan of Prison Break. That I think that ran for like 5 or 6 seasons. Prison Break was pretty good. So I haven't watched Prison Break in a long time, but I do remember really enjoying it. But I haven't watched like a long continuous show that had multiple seasons like that in a long time. I don't watch. To be honest, I don't watch TV much at all. Like I have so like, I mean, when I have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, I don't have Disney Plus. Like when I have those and YouTube, like I like I there's no really need to watch TV anymore. Yeah, I'm surprised too. There's so many different weapons that they could use: poison blades, explosives, flint rifle. Yeah, different missions, intel gathering. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I know you don't have any vivid thoughts on this, but what would you expect to see witness for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or movie 3? Well, aren't they introducing Shadow? So, I'm curious to see what they do with Shadow. I heard rumors that they wanted to get Keanu Reeves to do the voice of Shadow, which if they did that, I would be totally supportive of that. Because Idris Elba did a incredible job as Knuckles. Old school Knuckles, not what they've done with Knuckles. My brother was absolutely like a supersonic hedgehog fanatic. Well, maybe not a fanatic, but he's a massive fan of Sonic, and he absolutely loved the film. What are my thoughts? What are some of my favorite foods? You know, like pizza. You know, cinnamon toast crunch. Some different types of salads, stuff like that, just off the top of my head. Have I ever heard or played the Far Cry games? It's the same team as Assassin's Creed. Maybe. I don't think I've played a Far Cry game. Not that I can recall. It just didn't seem like a game I'd be interested in. What Disney movie do I think is underrated and overrated? Okay. Overrated, I think Frozen is overrated. I hate that film. Underrated, I have to go with wait a second, hang on. This might be the perfect time. Wait a minute, is it here? Okay, give me 1 minute. I gotta show you guys something. I don't think I've shown anyone this. It's a shame. I could have sworn I kept it close to my desk. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Anyway, a movie I think that is very underrated is The Lost Empire, which is my second favorite Disney film of all time. And on top of that, I recently bought a collector's box online. These are rare. Some people don't remember this. But back in the day, Disney would put out toys for their films. And what this collector's box that I have, it's around here somewhere. If I ever find it and people want to see it, I'll show it off. Maybe at the next stream. But it actually has a set of all of the McDonald's toys that were released when this Disney film came out. And this film came out in 2001. And it's my second favorite Disney film of all time under only the Toy Story trilogy. I don't acknowledge the fourth one because I think it ruins the third film. And I have no idea why they want to do a fifth one. Because I'm not going to watch it. As far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 Toy Story movies, and that's it. 4 doesn't exist, and 5 certainly does not exist to me. Favorite? My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters villain. I thought Merrick was the best. Yeah, Merrick is the best, and he's my favorite. I did a whole video about this. Oh, I skipped your question. Okay, so good thing I came back. Should Zack Snyder make a sequel to the 2001 version of Justice League? No. I didn't really watch. I didn't watch or even like that film. Any movie that has Wonder Woman in it is an instant thumbs down. That's like half the reason I hated Batman v Superman. I just hate Wonder Woman. Not the 2017. I hate that film. Aside from Shadow being announced for Sonic 3, what other characters would I like to see appear in Sonic 3? They could do Metal Sonic. I wouldn't mind if they I mean, if we're gonna start working with characters that have access to the Chaos Force, and we know Sonic can go super, we know Shadow can go super, and we know Metal Sonic has access to like a portion of the Chaos Force. So I think at this point, I think Robotnik, if they do a third one, I think he would be interested in creating his own Metal Sonic. And so that's what I think that's where I would hope to see the third Sonic movie go. What is my favorite film by Blue Sky Studios? My favorite are Ice Age, Robots, and Rio. Not really sure. I'd have to see a catalog of all their films. So I can't, I'm not really sure. But Alright, guys, we gotta get 12 more minutes. Got anything else for me? I swear. What about if they put Shadow in Sonic 3? Apollo, they already confirmed that Shadow is going to be in Sonic 3. They showed him in the end credit scene. So we know Shadow is going to be in the next one. That's what we've been talking about. What do you think about a game where you play as a monster? There are plenty of games I know where you play as tactically a monster. I think. I mean, you play a Monsters Inc. game, you're playing as a monster. You play a Godzilla game, you're playing as a monster. You play a Power Rangers fighting game, you can play as a monster. So, what do you think to see in Callisto Protocol 2 if they make it? Ugh. I'm not sure. Maybe they're going to show how your main character gets off the planet, and maybe another infection pops up in another location. He's got to go take care of it. So, Hey, it's my birthday and you're 22. Oh, happy birthday, Zach. I think I saw a notice about that earlier this morning, but I didn't get to it. Dang, 22. Jeez. That was the second year I was on YouTube, and that was a very long time ago. So happy birthday. So hope you don't party too hard. I had to retract my last question because of this, but outside of both Shadow and Metal Sonic, which other characters would you like to see? I don't think we need to see anyone else. Because when you think of the second Sonic, they introduced two characters. They introduced Knuckles and Tails, who we saw a glimpse of at the end of the first film. I don't think they should add more than like two characters. When you start adding too many characters because you need to have like put it like this: when you introduce a new character, you need to give them time to develop. So if Knuckles is going to be in, say, the next film, you don't have to spend as much time developing him because you spent the second movie establishing him. So if they add Shadow and Metal Sonic, you need time to develop them, which you don't need that much time to develop Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles because we've already been doing that. For new characters from the game, you need a good amount of time to establish them. So I think just adding someone like Metal Sonic and Shadow would be enough. I don't think they need to add anyone else. They're making Toy Story 5. My thoughts, I awful. Awful. Don't know why they do that. I hated the fourth one. I saw the fourth one and I was pissed off at it. I was just like, why would you ruin what is without question the most perfect ending to a trilogy I've ever seen? The Toy Story trilogy was like a more perfect trilogy than any other trilogy I'd ever seen. It was better than Star Wars. It was better than Lord of the Rings. It literally had an ending that did bring me to tears. And when it comes to Toy Story, it's the only franchise I can think of that I grew up with. Because I saw the first one when I was a kid, I saw the second one when I was a teenager, and I saw the third one as an adult. There's no other trilogy I've gone through that experience with, and the third one had a perfect ending. And then they ruined it in like the first 10 minutes of the fourth one. So I was just like, why did they do this? So there's no way to come back from that. What is my favorite Sonic game? Probably the second one on Genesis. Probably. Sonic Adventures is yours? Okay. What are my thoughts on the original Star Wars trilogy with the special editions? I thought some of the special editions were good. And then there were some that were just kind of silly and unnecessary. Do I play Castlevania? I've played a few Castlevania games. I think I've played Symphony. I've played Super Castlevania 4. I played Symphony of the Night on PlayStation, and I've played Lords of Shadows on PlayStation 3. I've only played 3 of them. Do I think Count Dooku and Anakin would not think high of Rey? And no, I don't think they would think very high with them. They both suck. Last question for me. Do you have or intend to make a Discord server? I already have a Discord server, but I don't really use it because no one shows up to it, so that's why I don't use it. I think I made it to get in contact with like a few other people, and then we just never talked, and I just never got around to deleting it. But I do have a Discord. I just don't know what its primary function is. Understanding the ending ruined Toy Story 3, but how did the first 10 minutes ruin it? It ruined it. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem with the first 10 minutes of Toy Story 4. The purpose of the ending of Toy Story 3 was that Andy had passed on Woody to the little girl. What you don't take into account is that the first 10 minutes shows what happened like a week after that happened at all, which ruined the whole point of the ending of the third film. My mouth literally dropped, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna have, and like, from that point on, I sat there for almost 2 hours, and it was just a bad thing that happened in the rest of the film could save it. And I was just sitting there just steaming. I was like, those first, I could not stop. Like, I wasn't even paying attention to the film at that point. I was just focusing on that first 10 minutes, and I was pissed off until the credits start. Like, that's my problem with Toy Story 4. I just could not get over that. I was just like, why did you make this? Since Disney and Pixar Elemental is coming out this year, would you consider redoing a Pixar ranking? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, looks like Fanatic's having some fun. Who do you think should play Superman next? I have no idea. I'm not good at casting people. How much time we got? You got like 5 minutes. What is one thing you would like to see in Dead Space 2? Oh my god, no. No, I do not want him to... Dude, I just did a video. I just finished editing a video. And I talk about how I don't want remade. Do not... Please, dude. Like, I could understand them remaking the first Dead Space. And that's fine. But this game is perfect. This game is my 4th favorite video game of all time. It is the scariest game I've ever played. And it is perfectly fine in the condition that it is in. There is nothing that they could do to improve upon this. You cannot improve perfection. Which is why I'm not even very excited from what I've seen from the Resident Evil 4 remake. Like, the more I see of this game, the less I want to play it. Like, I feel like if I played that game, score-wise, I feel like I would give the remake for Resident Evil 4 like a 7.5 or like a 7 or a 7.5. And considering that Resident Evil 4 is a 10 out of 10, that's a massive drop. If they made a female trio movie, I did not see Birds of Prey, so I would just avoid a film like that. You think Leon Kennedy could handle a fight with Winter Soldier? Probably not. Yeah, 4 pissed me off too. Let's keep the eyeball thing in the second game. It was just fine. Like, why would you want to try to change it? It was perfectly fine. There's nothing that they need to change. I literally had there was one moment in this game which is literally the scariest moment I've ever experienced in a game. And I don't think it's possible to replicate it, to make it better. It really is perfect. Now, I'm sure if anything, give us a Dead Space 4. Give us a Dead Space 4, because Dead Space 3 ended on a cliffhanger. I would just think that Dead Space 1 revitalized people's interest in the franchise. And I think that opens up the door to continue on the story. I mean, because you literally can go from the Dead Space 1 remake into 2 and then to 3. So if they want to make another Dead Space game, make Dead Space 4. Let's finish off the story. Because things got pretty serious at the end of Dead Space 3. So I'm more interested in Dead Space 4 than a Dead Space 2 remake. Like, without question. Okay, we got like 2 minutes. Okay, I think that I'll do it for now. Yeah, I gotta head out. Well, this was fun. I will be sure to upload 1 or 2 videos going over games I think that should be remade and games I don't think should be remade later today. And we're going to continue, the Q&As next Wednesday around the same time. So I hope you guys had fun. Thank you guys for your questions. If you have any more questions you'd like me to answer at the beginning of next week's episode, be sure you just type them in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to get to them in order before I start answering the live questions. So we'll start doing that for those that see this stream and weren't able to make it. So, again, I want to thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you all guys next week.